is Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by Unbeaten super lightweight Omar Juarez. How you doing?
Good, man. Good. Everything's good. Everything's good.
Glad to hear it. You've got your next big fight coming up, in a couple of weeks now? Just tell us what sort of stage you're at in your preparations.
Well, for this training camp, it was a bit different. I usually do my training camps in San Antonio with my trainer, Rick Nunez. But this time we ended up coming with Virgil Hunter here at Mario Barrios' camp for his fight with Gervonta Davis. Ended up playing out perfectly fine, because he needs lefty work. I need lefty work. My fight is a day after his, so everything's perfectly fine. And I mean, we have the best managerial team in the world, so everything planned out perfectly fine.
Outside of the sparring itself, what sort of advice or insight have you gained from being in the Virgil Hunter camp for this one?
Oh, it's a lot of knowledge, man. I've been, soaking in everything. Just like I always tell everybody that I'm always going to be a student of the game, but I'm just soaking in all the knowledge that I see, that I'm learning, all the sparring, everything, just soaking it all in.
And Mario's obviously got a big fight coming up. You've seen him at close hand. How's he looking in the gym, and what do you make of that fight with Tank?
Oh, he's looking ready, man. He's looking fast, sharp. His combinations, his length. He's a big 140-pounder, man. I can tell you that. But I'm Team Barrios all the way, and I'm excited, man. I really am. It's one of those fights that you just want to see what's going to happen, especially when it's two elite fighters like that.
And onto your own fight, you've obviously got Rivera, but veteran from the Philippines. Just tell us what you know about him. Have you been able to see much of him on YouTube? There seems to be quite a bit out there.
Yeah, I've looked at his last two fights. I know that he's a very strong fighter. I know that he does have, those Filipinos are very heavy-handed. So, I know that there's a big risk coming into this fight, but I'm more than ready. I'm excited that it's another southpaw, because I still feel like the world hasn't seen, my true ability. So I feel like this particular fighter is going to bring out a lot more than last fight did.
Just tell us, taking you back a bit, how you first got into the sport, because I believe you've been going since you were, 8 years old?
Yes, sir. My father was a huge fan of boxing. I was just a mama's boy, man. I just wanted to be with my mom, not really play sports, not play video games, nothing. But I started the sport of boxing, me and my older brother, and ever since then, I fell in love with what it taught me. It changed my life in a positive way. It helped me build my character, and I don't think I'd be in the position I am today if it weren't for my parents, if it weren't for boxing, and I'll forever be grateful.
And I believe your younger brother is actually a very talented amateur as well.
Oh, yes, sir. My younger brother, Sebastian Juarez, he just finished making on Team USA in the junior division at 145 pounds. So he's going to be something else, man. I wish I would have been that talented at that age, but he's soaking in as well all the knowledge. And I know that very, very soon you're going to be seeing him on TV.
And I read somewhere as well, your gym back in San Antonio, you may be doing some work on it to make it suitable for adaptive boxing. So boxing for people who physically don't have the same capabilities perhaps as an elite athlete. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, it's my gym back in Brownsville, Texas.
Brownsville,
it's the tip, very, very south tip of Texas. Yes, we were actually talking about joining a program that helps train people that have Parkinson's disease. Uh-huh. But as well, we actually, we've been, because I'm very associated with the special needs community back in my hometown. And what we did before the pandemic was every Friday we would open the gym, close it to the public, and open the gym to all the special needs community. And I mean, it was my brother and I and my father. We would all train them, and it was a beautiful feeling, man. They really liked it. And every time I step in the ring, I tell them that I'm gonna carry them in my heart, and that's exactly why I feel so invincible and so much confidence in there, because I have a city behind me, community, really supporting me.
Yeah, I mean, I read you've done a lot of work specifically with Down by the Border as well, which is a Down syndrome organization. Just tell us how you became involved in this charitable work. What is it around your family? Is it something you guys have always done?
No, well, I graduated at 16 years old, and ever since then, I told you know, because I was raised, you know, to give back. I was raised by my parents to always remember where I'm from, and it wasn't just special needs kids in general. It was just kids, everybody in general. That's what I tell people, because a lot of people ask me, you know, why special needs, and I tell them I don't just do special needs. You know, I motivate the students in my hometown. I motivate adults. I go and speak to a lot of schools. I've gone to colleges before there in my hometown, and that's something that I've never dread to do. But the reason why I do it is because it motivates myself. You know, I have a lot of people to prove right. I have a lot of people to prove wrong. And me going to schools, me motivating people, me really being a beacon of hope, because Brownsville we really don't have anything, bro. I mean, the only thing that Brownsville is known for is we're the unhealthiest city in the US. So that,
Okay.
yeah. So very, very soon, you know, I want to show the whole world that Brownsville, Texas is the home of Omar Juarez. And, you know, I'm trying to be, you know, David Goggins of boxing, something that the sport has never seen before.
Wow. Well, that's a big aim, especially while you're trying to get to world title contention in the ring as well. Just
Absolutely.
on that subject, how do you assess the landscape at the top level at 140 at the moment? And how far away, either in years or number of fights, do you feel you are from that top echelon?
Watching that fight, you know, the Josh Taylor fight, I saw, you know, what it takes to be, you know, great, what it takes to be, you know, at the best elite level. And I told myself, you know what, I have the best managerial team. I know that 2 years before this, you know, I was at 2 years before this, I wouldn't believe that I'm at the level I am now. So, you know, boxing is it's a very beautiful sport, but it's very mysterious. You know, I don't know how I'm going to be in a year from now. I don't know how I'm going to be in a couple of months from now. So, you know, I have the best managerial team, and they're building me up the right way. Still a prospect, still learning, still, you know, student of the game, but, you know, it's all up to them. I'm just taking it one fight at a time.
Is it heartening to see Josh Taylor talking about moving up in weight? Because that will mean the belts might not be great for fans, but the belts become fragmented again, which gives opportunities for young rising contenders like yourself.
Yes and no. I mean, it would have been cool for him to stay at 140, and eventually, once I get to that level, you know, make a big super fight. But I mean, it is what it is. You know, it happens. But, you know, I'll be ready. I know I'll be ready, more than ready for those opportunities.
And you've got TV exposure, of course, in your next fight, not for the first time. How have you adapted to that side of things? Well, you seem like someone who gets out and about in the community, very kind of camera friendly, if you like. Are you enjoying the exposure on TV?
Oh, absolutely. I tell, you know, I tell my managers, I tell PBC all the time, I'm grateful for everything that you guys have done for me. I don't know, man. It's crazy. I just feel like boxing has, in general, just really changed my life in a positive way. Cameras don't scare me. Nobody scares me. I'm not afraid of anybody. I just go out there and just have fun, do my own thing, and do what I've been doing since I was 8 years old.
And is the kind of big aim a world title? Is it unifying? Is it going through the weights? What's your kind of key driving force, if you like?
I want to be great, man. I want to be I know this sounds crazy, but I want to be known as the greatest of all time. I want people to remember me, you know, 100 years from now when I leave Earth. I want kids to dress as me later on. I'm you know, it's a big goal, but, you know, I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to be something that the sport has never seen before. And whether it's undisputed, unified, whatever it is, you know, I'm going to go through it. I have to, at the end of the day, I'm a fighter. I have to adapt, but, you know, I'm taking it one step at a time.
Apart from yourself and your own work ethic, who would you cite as your inspirations?
Oh, no doubt, it's Manny Pacquiao. I love what he does for his people. You know, I mean, only fighter to go 4 decades in fighting. That's crazy, but it has to be Manny Pacquiao.
How do you assess his upcoming fight against Errol Spence? It kind of came out of left field, but everyone's very excited about it now.
It's a very risky fight for Pacquiao, bro. But I'm Team Pacquiao all the way. But it's one of those fights where you just want to see what happens with 2 elite fighters. You know, it's a southpaw versus southpaw is another thing. So it's going to be exciting, man.
Your Team Pacquiao, but in your next fight, you'll be trying to, you know, hammer another Filipino southpaw.
yeah, man. I mean, when I'm in the ring, I'm a completely different person. That's what I tell everybody.
I would hope so, because the way you are now, you seem very friendly and charismatic. I hope you wouldn't be too friendly in the ring.
No, man, no. When I enter the ring, this is the way I look at it. The person in front of me is trying to take my dreams away from me. Everything that I busted my ass for, everything that I've dedicated, he's trying to take from me. So just a switch that turns on where I tell myself this guy's not going to leave the ring, you know, with a win. You know, he's not gonna leave the ring with everything that I've earned. And you know, it just happens, man. It just happens where that switch comes on.
And just before we let you go, this is your first time on Seconds Out. Just tell people out there watching how they can find you on the different social media platforms. They can find out more about you.
On Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter is at I am Omar Juarez.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure a lot of people will be signing up to follow you after watching this. Very best of luck in a couple of weeks' time against our Rivera. We'll be looking forward to watching it. And maybe we can catch up again after the fight.
Oh, absolutely, brother. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And you. Take care. Enjoy.